Hello, Stings. This is the Unit 8 review, Algebra 1. Here are all of the problems worked out. Remember that when we are squaring, that means to multiply something by itself. And any time that we are multiplying binomial times binomial, that is extended distribution. So we take the first term of the first binomial, put it out front, multiply it by the second binomial. Take the second term of the first binomial and multiply that by the second binomial, and then you just distribute and then combine like terms. The same thing holds true for number 2 as well as problem number 7. In number 3, you're looking at a difference of squares. Remember to go to y equals and put in your x squared into y1 so that you can get that list of perfect squares to refer to, so that you can see that 25 and 64 are both perfect squares. So we say, what did we multiply by itself to get 25x squared? That would be 5x. For 64, we get 8. We add them and we subtract them. And that is factoring a difference of squares. You will see that on your formula chart. For number 4, it says, what are the solutions? Whenever you have two factors equaling 0, then either one or both of the factors has to be 0. So what we do in this case is take the 2x plus 5, set it equal to 0, and find out what the value of x will be to make that factor equal to 0. Do the same thing with the x plus 8. What does x have to be in order for x plus 8 to equal 0? And those are your solutions. For number 5, we first had to factor out the greatest common factor. That left us this trinomial. We used our AC method and the x to get the factors that multiply to 12 and add to negative 8. We extended that negative 8 here. So we expanded that, grouped, found the greatest common factor of each group, and then got our 3 factors. For problem number 6, you had to do the same thing. You had to take this trinomial and you had to factor it, so we did factor by grouping. Once we got to the 2 factors equaling each other, then this works just like problem number 4, in that you set each of the factors equal to 0 and solve for x. For number 7, we had to find the area. So we are looking at 4x minus 3 times 2x plus 5. Go ahead, and this works just like problem number 2. 4x times the second binomial, negative 3 times the second binomial. Distribute, combine like terms. For number 8, you're looking where there was a problem. Well, what they didn't write down here was this grouping, and that might help us out. So we went ahead in class and we wrote this down, and we found out that because this is a negative 5x, we should have pulled out a negative 5, and they pulled out a plus 5. So that's why step 2 was incorrect. For number 9, all you needed to worry about were the x terms, and you really only needed to worry about the coefficients. We needed their coefficients to equal negative 4, so it was a negative 6 minus k equals negative 4. Solve for k. In problem number 10, use the calculator and alpha y equals to simplify 16 over negative 12. Then take your like bases, in this case m and p. Apply your laws of exponents. When you are dividing like bases, then you subtract their exponents. So that's how we came up with a negative 2 and a negative 18 respectively for m and p. That negative 2 says to put m squared into the denominator. The negative 18 says to put p to the 18 in the denominator. For number 11, you had to write the expression that is in rational exponent form in radical form. Radical form means you need this little boxy thing here. In this case, 6a squared is what's inside the parentheses, so that goes inside the radical. 4 thirds means the 4 goes on top out here, and the 3 is your index. So these are the solutions to 1 through 11 on the review. If at any time you need to pause or back up the video so that you can see whatever it is that you need to see, please do that. And good luck on your test.